Hello everybody, welcome to Red Tool House. On today's video, we're going to do some harvesting, and we're not doing garden harvesting, we're doing tree harvesting. We're going to the forest edge right here, and we're going to harvest some poplar trees, and we're going to utilize each part of the tree 100%, divided up into 3 areas where we're going to use it here on the farm. So come along. So I have 3 poplar trees, and those are tulip trees for those of you outside of Appalachia that get all big and hairy when I call them poplar. I have one over here, which you'll have to trust me since everything is just a forest. There's one there, and then there's 2 right here. And the challenge with these is I want them to fall uphill toward the camera, not downhill toward the barn. We're on the slope that we've been working on. The pigs have been helping me clear this forest edge. Where we're standing right now, where you're standing and where I'm standing, is actually the parking spot around our house. Liam's car usually sits right where you're standing. So we want to fell these trees uphill, get them in the parking area so we can manipulate them easier, versus dropping them downhill where they have a chance of breaking the tops out, shattering the wood, and just doing general mayhem if they would walk a little bit and make it to my workshop. That would not be good. Things I do to get a good shot for you people. So on this steep slope, as you can see, the pigs have done a great job clearing this. This was impassable at one point. Multiflora rose, which I got to come back and clip some of these, was just insane. Poison ivy, choker vine, all these type of things. But they've cleared it all out and allows me to get down here and work easier. So this poplar, and the one behind me, I don't know if my big butt's blocking it, but you can kind of see this one has a little bit of a fish belly to it. It's got a little curve. And you guys are going to watch me fall over the hill and grab onto this multiflora rose bush as I go. That'll be great. So how are we going to function stack? Well, of course, the size, the diameter of these poplar are decent enough. That's why I'm harvesting them first, that they will go straight to the mill. So we'll be able to get a lot of material out of that, and that's what I'm going to make my primary posts out of for the sawmill shed. I think I need 9 of those, and those have to be 6 by 6, I believe, or 4 by 6. I don't remember. I have to go back and look at my design. But get a lot of lumber out of those guys. So that's where we're going to take 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 logs out of that one, 2 maybe out of that one, and 3 out of the other one. So we're going to be able to produce some good lumber out of that. And the treetops, of course, we're going to chip those up. As I mentioned in previous videos, I like having a lot of the green, so the leaves, the green, the sap, the bark that's all vibrant right now. I like chipping that up because that really gets the composting going, really gets that heat generated, starts breaking that down better. Plus the chickens like to go through it. But we're going to use a lot of those wood chips for garden pathways, for weed control. We're not going to put it around our plants. We're going to use it for weed control. So we'll chip a lot of that. So what's between sawmill size and wood chipper size, we're going to move down closer to my burn barrel, and that's going to be wood that's going to help me create biochar or charcoal, depending on what we need to do. Now, poplar or tulip tree is not a good firewood. It's a great campfire wood because it dries out. If you can keep it dry, you get a nice lighting, fire that burns bright and burns hot and burns fast, but it's not a heat your home type firewood because it just burns up too quickly. It's very light. If it lays on the ground, of course, it soaks up a ton of water and rots pretty quickly. So we're going to use some of that as fuel to burn our crucible for lump coal, or we may just cut a bunch of it up, dry it out a little bit, or let it dry out a little bit, and then burn it all in mass to create a big pile of biochar, which we've talked about that here on the site as well. So the first thing I want to do is hop down here and just double check what I'm doing, make sure my trees don't have any bad gangster leans downhill, because again, their gravity and angle of slope here want to move it downhill. So we're going to try to use the plunge cut method and wedge to move them uphill and get them to fall that way. And a lot of you guys like to give me crap about the plunge cut method, but this is where it really comes in handy. So come along and let's make sure we don't squish anything. go the way I want you. You run that way. I'm running that way. Okay? Well, that was anticlimactic. But that's what we like. Less drama on this channel, people. So if you're uncertain about the plunge cut method, or you want to know more about it, actually the second video I ever did on this channel years and years ago, my brother we went through kind of a detailed instruction video of how to do the plunge cut method. And the purpose for it, of course, is to have more control over the fall. If this was just flat ground, I didn't care where it went, wedge, back cut, big deal. But with the plunge cut method, with those wedges, I can control and steer it wherever I need to. At least that's the plan, right? But I'll link to that video so you guys can check it out. All right, let's go ahead and put another one on the ground. Pigs are coming to check it out, so we don't want to flat stand with any of those guys. I'm wearing hearing protection, and you guys that have followed the channel, you know my complaint about that one way or the other. A, I'd like to be able to hear when I'm old and crusty. But B, when that tree cracks or pops, I like to have my ears exposed so I can hear every little pop that it's making. That one popped, at least I thought it did, but with my muffs on, I wasn't 100% sure. So it's that kind of that oh crap moment that you have there. But I'll keep the hearing protection on to keep the safety sallies off my back. Alrighty, so that second one, and that was no bueno. In fact, if the safety man was here, he'd probably give me a failing grade. That's my brother. All right, Thad, Sailing Appalachia. He has a YouTube channel called Sailing Appalachia. Check it out. If you're watching this, you're on here, comment below and give me a grade on this, because I'll give you some details here. I think you're going to be shaking your head in disbelief. So the problem is I got my angle of plunge off. On the inserting side, I was pretty good. You can see where the hinge is there. Alrighty, nice, nice. So you can see almost a full 2 inches lower on the backside. So I didn't drop the base of my saw when I did the plunge. I dropped the tip too much. So that caused a little bit of an issue. That's why I had to do some extra wedging there to get that thing to fall over. But a little bit of damage to the cambium there and the bark, but nothing that's going to interfere with milling. All right, safety van, 3 trees down, maybe 2 A's and 1 C. Let me know. Maybe that averages out to a B. Those last two did not want to go uphill. They wanted to either stand up forever or go downhill. I wish I'd have had my third wedge, but too lazy to drive all the way around and get it, or to try to scale the rock face down to get it. I see it all the way down there. Well, I want to give a quick shout out to our sponsor of this video, and that's Giltech. Giltech's been on the channel before, and I gotta say, I really, really like this product. I use this product every day. You know, this is the everyday EDC. And, you know, I think about some of these people that make or promote certain EDCs, like, oh, this is a great flashlight, or this is a great multi-tool, this is something you carry with you every day. And, you know, it's something that weighs over a pound or is that long and super bulky. It's just not something you're going to carry every day. When I think of EDC, it's something that you definitely are going to have no matter what. And that's what I like about the rucks. And Tyler over at Giltech in Colorado, you know, he makes every single one of these. And he's come out with some new versions since we've last featured it in the on the channel. And the Ruck P, This is the epitome of EDC and affordability. So the Ruck P is molded plastic, still very durable, has the same blade and all the features, but it's only $10. And he's actually still has an offer, I believe, where you can buy 3 and get the 4th one free. So be sure to check out the link below, and that's actually an affiliate link. I get a little bit of commission from that, so if you decide to buy a product from Giltech, that helps out the channel as well. All right, let's get back to our trees. Okay, so we ended up with 2 full trailer loads of wood chips just from those 3 trees. And I absolutely love chip and poplar because A, the branches are really straight. B, when they're green like that, they're extra chewy. So the chipper can handle bigger stuff. I mean, I was putting some really nice heavy round stuff in there that was 20 feet long, and it was just sucking it right in. So really efficient. I've got 1 load I dumped here in the garden, 1 load still in the trailer, and so what we're doing immediately with this, I'm loading some of it up, and you can see my lovely bride over there. She's putting cardboard down, and we're going to use this for weed control because this is obviously way too hot to place right around the plants. So we're going to put it in the pathways to provide weed control, and as that decays with the cardboard, then next year it's just getting part of the cycle. All right, so now it's time to go fishing. We've got these 3 log trees, basically, that we've got to pull up. And obviously I want to pull them this way. So we're going to use the tractor and the side-by-side and the winch to do some extraction. And I'm going to use a trick taught to me by Thomas Schmidt. Thomas watched the channel for a long time. He is an extraction specialist. And that's a fancy word for saying when some dummy puts something heavy over the hill, he knows how to get it out. So we're going to use some mechanical advantage here and some leverage to see if we can pull this first log out. And this guy is probably, if I leave him intact, I bet you he's 50 feet, 20, yeah. I think about 45 to 50 feet. We'll see. Okay. Got 2 acres of pasture, and look where the jerks come to lay down. Go! Ha! Ha! All right, so I got all my saw logs staged, and now I just need to round up the cutoffs that are going to end up over here by my slab pile, so those can dry out, be cut up and split, and be used for charcoal. All right, so we got all those down there sorted out. Some of my saw logs, I may end up having some cutoffs there that'll end up on the pile for charcoal, but we can sort that out. That's just 10 feet away, right? So milling will happen pretty soon. In fact, I'm hoping to get that started next week, and we'll be sure to document that on the channel as well. But using the midsection portion of the poplar tree, that will actually be a while because we want that to dry out. Those trees are super green and have a lot of sap in them. So we want them to dry out a little bit before we try to use them for making charcoal. But we'll document that when that comes along as well. All right, well, I appreciate everybody watching. Have a great week. Y'all take care.